Hello, plant tribe. How are you doing today? I am doing wonderfully. Thank you so much for asking. For those of you who are new here, welcome. Hello, my name is Nikki. This is my channel, Plants, Pots, and Whatnots. So today I've been asked to give you guys an update on some of my propagations and what I've got growing in my greenhouse. There's a lot in there right now and it is going really well. So I thought I would just give you a little tour of my greenhouse propagations and that's what we're doing today. So if that sounds like something you'd like to stick around and watch, then please stick around and watch. Okay, so this is everything. I'm just going to go shelf by shelf because I think that's easier. So this is the first one. This is my very first Nepenthes propagation or pitcher plant. So you can see there, oh, there's another one coming. Get over the edge there. Like, how cute. Is that not like the most adorable thing that you've ever seen? It's so cute. You can see all his little hairs. So I'm quite proud of this guy. I actually took two. One didn't make it, and then this one did. And it's actually growing, which is amazing. And I'm so excited because I think that's just the cutest thing ever. He's just tiny. He's like the size of my finger. So that is the first plant that I have on the top shelf in my greenhouse. There's some that are kind of cool and some that are like meh. I am attempting to bring this string of pearls. This was the last that I had from my string of pearls plant, and I just curled it all up here on the top of the soil, and it does need a bit of a water. I'm gonna have to do that after I'm done filming here, but that is the string of pearls, the only ones that I have left, and I'm trying my best to save them. Okay, along with the string of things, there's a few strings of things in this video, or on this shelf, sorry. This is my string of bananas. This is the last of the bananas that I have also. So, but this part seems to be doing really well. They're really nice and healthy and shiny and full. You can see this strand may not have made it here. There's a little crispy bit, but that's okay. A lot of these are rooting and doing really well, so I'm happy with that. And this actually started from a little piece that I accidentally broke off of my big plant, and I literally just tossed it in there in a pot that already had some other stuff in and just threw it on top of the soil, and to be honest, I completely forgot about it. And this is where we're at. And that was maybe 9 months ago, 8-9 months ago, and this is what we've got. So I think that's pretty impressive. It just wanted a little bit of humidity and some consistent light, and it's doing quite well. That's pretty full, actually. The other problem is I already have 2 of these plants that are out with the rest of my collection, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this yet, but I think it's super cute and it's nice and full, and again, who doesn't love adorable little tiny turtles? So that is my string of turtles. Or Peperomia prostrata, sorry, for those of you who like the proper botany. Okay, keep going with strings of things. So this is a giant pot. This I did about a week ago, I think, week and a half ago. So these are just string of hearts propagations. So I just used the butterfly method and basically cut each node and then just kind of put them in the soil. This guy does need a water as well, but I know it's kind of hard to see with the perlite and everything, but it's actually quite full. You see that? Is that focusing? There you go. So there's actually 3 different string of hearts plants in here. One is like, oh no, there's 2 in this one, sorry. One is the regular green variety. The other one is, I'm not really sure what it's called, to be honest, but it's got like the pink backs. You can kind of see the difference between, well, I don't know if it comes off on camera. These ones are a little more purple. So I'm hoping that these take off. My last ones that I propagated are doing really well, so I am hopeful for these guys. Okay, we are out of the strings of things. I have one more that's not crazy exciting, but it's kind of a fun story. So I bought this Scindapsus pictus, and this particular plant wasn't doing the greatest. It was just growing these big long tendrils, but no leaves were growing on it. So these two little pieces of plant here were literally just a stick, and I stuck them in soil and stuck them in my greenhouse, and lo and behold, we have some new leaves growing here, which is kind of cute. And yeah, I didn't really expect these to do anything, and it just kind of shows you plants are so crazy. And just, I mean, try something, right? It's a stick, and now they're plants. And I'm pretty sure that these have some pretty good roots now, so it's kind of exciting. He also needs a water. Goodness. Okay, moving along here. So the next one that I'll show you is my little Hoya rotundiflora, I think it's called. Super cute. I don't know if you can see it or not. Yeah, you can definitely see it right here, that new little leaf. Is that not the cutest thing? Let's see if I can get it to focus in on there. Is that not the cutest thing that you've ever seen? Look at that. So this guy's actually doing really well now. It had a couple small roots when I first got it, and then now it is growing this new stalk and a new little leaf, and that's not focused. There we go. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm telling you, this greenhouse does wonderful things. If you don't have one yet, go get yourself one, because they're amazing. All right, so that is my Hoya rotundiflora. I think I'm saying that right. You guys will tell me if I'm not anyways. Okay. So the next plant is a little bit of a story. So if you have been around a while, I had an Anthurium forgetii last year, and it was beautiful. It was huge. If I can find the picture of it beside my head, I'll put it in here. But then it got some weird, I don't even know what it was. I don't know if it was a bacteria or whatever. Totally just croaked on me. Now, the roots, I took it out, the roots were great. And so I was like, okay, I didn't want to give up on the plant, because as long as the roots are okay, then your plant will survive. It's just a matter of starting to grow back some leaves. So what I did is I took this stump and I threw it in this pot in some moss, and I put it into a bag, like a Ziploc bag, and I stuck it in my greenhouse, and it grew 2 new leaves and then a whole new plant. So I separated that whole new plant, which I will show you in a bit here. It's in my greenhouse. And then this stump wasn't looking so well, so I sprinkled some cinnamon on there. You can still see it. I'm telling you, this plant smells lovely. So I sprinkled some cinnamon on there just to try to deter some of the bacteria from growing and the root rot to stop, because this part looked a little bit mushy, and now it's great. It's nice and solid, and again, it smells really good. And then it last week or the week before, it just put out this new leaf. So it's tiny, but it's super cute, and it looks like it's doing really well. So we're just going to continue to kind of keep an eye on this guy and see how he does. But that is the story on, you know, don't give up on something, especially plants, unless the roots are completely turned to mush, in which case it's more unlikely that you can save it. But in this case, this is a happy ending story. So there is my Anthurium forgetii. The next one I'll show you is this. Oh my goodness, can't even get that in frame. Hold on. Okay, so if you guys will recall, I'm just gonna, there we go. If you guys will recall, I did a video a while back where I if you guys will recall, I did a video a while back where I air layered my philodendron mammae, and it was about time for me to cut this guy. Now I was gonna do a video about it, but honestly, it didn't really take that long, and it was really just me cutting it. And I know there's been a couple videos about cutting air layers lately, and I mean, I didn't want to beat a dead horse sort of thing. Also, it was growing some new leaves right up through the saran with the sphagnum moss in it. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll just cut those now. So each of them has a new growth point. You can see this one obviously does. And this one here has this tiny little one. I'm not sure if you can even see it. It's right here at the tip of my finger. See it? I'm trying to wiggle it. There it is. So it's doing really well. So these two will be separate plants. And once they get nice sturdy root systems, then we'll figure out what to do with them. But yeah, so that is my air layered philodendron. Man, my propagations. Air layering, you know what I mean. Okay, and the last one that is in this greenhouse is my new little acquisition here. This is my Anthurium valeneorum. Did I actually say that right? Dang. I hope so. Okay, so this is the Anthurium valeneorum. Oh, can you see that? There we are. So this plant is going to be just an absolute stunner, and I can't wait for it to get bigger. But it still had some fairly juvenile roots, so I thought I would just go ahead and throw it in the greenhouse where it does benefit from that extra humidity and a more direct light source. So she's seeming really happy though. She's doing really well. It's only been a couple days, so there's been no decline whatsoever to speak of. So that's pretty exciting. So there she is. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the second shelf, and I'll put these guys back. Okay, moving along here. So we'll start from the least exciting to the most exciting. So the first one here we have is a Monstera adansonii. Not crazy exciting. This guy hasn't put out any fenestrations as of yet, but it's getting nice and long. So what I'm probably going to do with this one is, now that it's nice and long, is just chop it into individual nodes and go ahead and put them all in the same pot, and then I can have a nice full pot of Monstera adansonii, narrow form. It's a narrow form. So there's that one. Then we have this beautiful lady. I'm just so impressed with the variegation on this plant. So this is a, oops, sorry guys. This is obviously a Marble Queen Pothos, and it's been doing really well in the greenhouse. Some beautiful variegation on this plant. So then she's starting to get a nice long stem here. So I'll probably do the same thing with this one, is go ahead and cut these into nodes, replant them down in the pot so we can have a nice full pot. So if you have a plant that's got like one stem sort of like this and you want it to be more full, that's really all you need to do, is just cut. So I would cut like here and here, and then here between these two nodes, and there, etc., etc. And you stick them all down, and each of them will create their own little individual plant. So instead of having this big long stalk, you have a whole bunch, and then it just makes things look a little nicer. Yeah, so that is my Marble Queen Pothos. Okay, the next one I have here is this guy, who, I mean, round form Adansonii drive me up the wall. I can't seem to figure out what they want. I mean, she's not doing too badly. She's yellowing a little bit. This leaf is a little bit yellow, but the plant's really healthy. There's, you know, roots. She just, I don't know, she's growing, I guess. I shouldn't complain. But that is her. I just seem to struggle a bit more with the round leaf Adansonii as opposed to the narrow form. But she's doing okay. She's a little bit more of a slow grower, but she's still a pretty girl. So there's that. Okay, then we have this guy who grows like a weed and really needs to not be in this cup anymore. So this is just 3 cuttings of Tradescantia Nanook, and looking lovely and gorgeously purple. Look at the color on the back there. So pretty. Anyways, all of these more common varieties. I think I mentioned in my original greenhouse tour video is that I'm starting all of these and getting them well established for my daughter because she wants some trailing plants, which warms my heart. And I'm like, oh, there I am. That's a bit of me in there. So anyways, that is what these guys are for, and that is what this one's for. And this one's doing really, really well. The internodes are starting to become nice and short, which means it's getting sufficient light. And yeah, she's doing really well. So that is my Tradescantia Nanook. Then we have this guy here. This is one of the ones that actually I was being asked for an update on. So this is my Monstera standaleyana, and I cut off its oldest leaf from right here because it was quite yellowed. Now it being its original leaf, I wasn't like super stressed about it or anything like that. Similar to this guy, this is another one of its original leaves, and it looks like it's kind of on the way out there. But these new leaves are looking really nice and healthy. And she's looking good. I mean, we've got this. There's no new leaves growing on it yet. But this one I actually just recently took out of the greenhouse. So this is now sitting in my front window. I've kind of rearranged a lot of things, which you will see in the plant tour in 2 days from today. So keep your eye out for that. I've actually decided that we're going to make it one whole video. So make sure you bring a snack and something to drink, some coffee. It is going up at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. So keep your eye out for that. It's going to be a long one, but there's a lot of really cool stuff to see. So good way to spend a Sunday morning. So anyways, that is my Monstera standaleyana, and that's kind of where she's at this point. Now you're probably wondering what this tray is here in the background. So this is Coleus Black Dragon, and I will go ahead and put a picture up here of what this Coleus is going to look like once it gets bigger. Is that not the coolest looking Coleus you have ever seen in your entire life? So I bought these seeds off a seller here in Canada, and I also bought one called Sunset, but only one of them, I got to get them out of this container. Only one of them sprouted, so we'll see what that one looks like. I was a little disappointed that, but I mean, these are definitely super cool. So I don't know, I just really like all the different looks of Coleus. They're so pretty. So these guys I'm going to get out of here soon, but they just have like the coolest. Let's see if I can get you in for a better look at those. Like, how cool is that? So these guys are doing really well in my greenhouse, and most of my flowers and vegetables I started in this greenhouse this year. So yeah, so that is my Black Dragon Coleus. Okay, next is a little bit of a sad story. It's not really sad. So this is my Scindapsus trubii Moonlight, and as you can see, this leaf is has seen better days. I'm not sure what her problem is. There is roots for days on this plant. There is a teeny tiny little node right down in there. You can see that right at the end of my finger. But other than that, and this, like, I don't know, if you guys have these, you tell me, do yours grow like excruciatingly slowly? Because everything else that I'm rooting is just like, ooh, new leaf, ooh, new leaf. And then this one's like, nah, I'm good. Anyway, really frustrating. But yeah, that is her. So my Scindapsus trubii Moonlight. I'm trying to be patient, guys. I really, really, really am. Okay, so that is her. The next one I have in here is this adorable little angel. Look how cute. So this is my Philodendron Brantianum. I don't know, everybody says that differently. Just the cutest little thing. When I got it, I think there was 3 leaves, and they're just so tiny. So I'm waiting for them to, get a little bit bigger. Look at this new little leaf right here. See if I can focus in on that. How cute is that? Look. Anyway, when this plant gets bigger, it's going to be so beautiful. I've seen some bigger specimens and they're just gorgeous. So, but it's a good grower. She's growing quite well, much better than the one over there. But we won't talk about that. Anyway, so that is my philodendron brantianum, and that is the second last plant. The last one on the second shelf in my greenhouse is this gorgeous lady here. So this is my philodendron verrucosum. This is a, if we focus, I really need a real camera. So this is a cutting that I took from my main plant. It was a little, I think, one leaf cutting when I took it, and now she's got 4 leaves and 1 on the way. And I think I had 4 of these. I think the other 3 of them I gave away to friends and whatnot. So this is the last one I've got, and I think I might keep her for myself so I can put it back in the pot and then have like a more full plant. So that is the plan at this point. She's pretty much ready to do that now. Her root system is quite good. I don't know, we don't have any roots coming out of the bottom yet, but I'm sure that's coming. So that is my philodendron verrucosum that I grew all by myself, and I'm pretty proud. Okay, now we're on to the exciting stuff. We've got all these bags here. So this is the first one I wanted to show you. I do need to check on all of these, so maybe we'll pop each of these out. This one I actually had to take the lid off and just put it into the greenhouse because it was getting too tall and it was hitting the top. So this is melanochrysum cutting, and I just want to check the roots on this guy really quick. So I'm just going to pop him out of here. And make a mess all over my table, because, you know, that's what we do as plant people. Oh, okay, the roots or the moss is sticking pretty good, so I'm assuming that there's some roots. There's one. All right. When you're taking spag moss off the roots of a plant like this, you really need to go slowly. Moss and roots can look extremely similar, and you can be pulling on a piece, for example. Oh, this has got all kinds of roots. So like this one, for example, it's tied on there pretty tight. Not tied on, but you know what I mean. And so if you pull that too hard, it's going to snap this root right here. And when you're trying to root a plant, I mean, it's kind of counterproductive to just rip the root right off. So just be really gentle. There we go. There's some good roots. So this guy can probably be planted and he would be completely fine. I may actually do that. Maybe I'll do a potting up my propagations video. You guys want to watch that? I don't know. Let me know. Yeah, look at that. That looks great. I think I put them in there 3 weeks ago, and I took 6 cuttings of my melanochrysum because it was growing funny. It was healthy and everything, but the leaves kept growing through each other. I'm not sure if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it. When one would come through, the new, oh my goodness, the new, like, I guess petiole would grow right through the old leaf. And so all the leaves were weird and had holes in them, and it just wasn't pretty. So anyway, that guy's doing really well. So let me know if you guys want me to do a video like that. If you would want to see me pot up some propagations, I can definitely do that, because I do have quite a few that could probably use to be potted up now. So I'm just going to throw him back in there for now. These little containers are absolutely amazing for this kind of propagation. It keeps all the humidity in there, and the plants root out so quickly. They're just little Ziploc ones with those little blue screw-on lids, and they are lovely. And they're all see-through and everything, and I find they're kind of nice because that blue lid kind of shades like a little bit of the harsh rays depending on where you have it. So there is the first one. Set that over here. Here's the second one. Let's go ahead ahead and open this bag. Oh. So here's the second one. This is a philodendron mamey. And as you can see, he's got a new little sprout growing, holy hiccups, growing in right there. This is actually for a friend of mine locally, who I haven't actually gotten to see yet. So I am just hanging on to her and keeping her growing until I see her, and then this is going to be hers because she doesn't have one yet. So that is that one. I'll put these later. Okay, what do I want to show you next? Let's look at this one. So these I just put in here recently. One's not doing anything yet, so that's not overly exciting. But this is an Alocasia frydek rhizome. And this was a little pup that was growing off my plant. If you have seen that video, you may recognize this guy, but that is him. If you haven't, I'll go ahead and link it up there. And I repotted my Alocasia frydek, and I just took some pups and a couple of rhizomes off. So that is how that guy's doing. It's looking pretty good. So that's where we're at with those. What do we have next? What's this? This. I don't even remember what all I had in here anymore. Oh, okay. That's so stinking cute. This was when I did my propagation of my philodendron mamey. One of the nodes was just like a stick, a wet stick. So I was like, you know what, I'll just stick it in moss anyways, and we'll see what happens. See if I can focus a little better. There we go. So that's what I did. I just stuck this stick into spag moss, and lo and behold, a month later, we have two super cute new little leaves, and this guy is doing really well. So I'm quite impressed. So just the tiniest little, isn't that the cutest thing? Are they not adorable? Look at that. Focus. Are they cute? Anyways, so that is my philodendron mamey stick. So this, I was telling you earlier how I had that Anthurium forgetii, and it was growing a whole new plant right off the side, and this is that whole new plant. Can we focus? There we go. So I just went ahead and took it off, and so this is this is the little baby, and there's actually, let me see if you can see it, right there. There's a new leaf coming out there. Can you see that? There you go. So super cute. Yeah, so he's doing quite well. So now I have two, so that's quite exciting. So that is my another Anthurium forgetii pup. There it is. Okay, this plant you guys haven't actually seen yet. When it arrived to me, it was not in good shape. So, oh gosh, making a mess. So this is the plant. This is an Anthurium esmeraldense. I'll put a picture up on the screen of what these look like when they mature. But when it came to me, it had root rot, and the seller apologized, said he didn't check. It was the last one they had in, and he was really great about it. Said to let him know if it didn't make it, and he would go ahead and send me another one. So I told him I thought I could save it, that it shouldn't be a problem, and so I have had it in the greenhouse. And so these two leaves, obviously, it came with. This one had just unfurled when I got it. And then as we can see right here, there is a new little baby right there. It is so stinking cute. So that is my new to you plant, the Anthurium esmeraldense. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get these guys put back into the greenhouse. The fourth shelf of the greenhouse is actually a project I have in the works for a video, so I'm not going to show you the forest shelf, but I will show you the other propagations. I do have some other things in the other greenhouse as well, so I will go grab those, and I will be right back. I almost forgot to show you what was in my prop box. So let's go ahead and take a peek in here. Oh, goodness. Okay, we got lots going on in here. So it looks like a couple of these, see, this is weird. This leaf that's like actually rooted into the moss is a Raven ZZ, which you can see the leaf died, but this little node, this little rhizome, I'm just gonna pluck that off, that's disgusting, has a root, has a few roots actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that little rhizome in there. Oh, can you even, I'm so sorry. So this is a little Raven ZZ rhizome. It's in there. And he's got a root, so I'm gonna leave him alone in here, even though he doesn't have a leaf, but he's okay. As long as I remember he's in there and don't end up throwing him out because it's super tiny. There we go. There's this one as well, that the leaf has gone, but the little rhizome right here, it's hard to see, is still in there. And then there's this leaf that's actually rooted in quite well. So there's the Raven ZZs. It looks like this Hoya that I had in here didn't want to live. These little cuttings of Ruby Cascade, little slow to root. I thought they would be rooted a lot faster than that, but I mean they're rooting, I guess. They're okay. I think this one is rooted a little bit more. And then we have this crazy, oh gosh, she's rooted right in there. So this, I'm just gonna hold it up so you can see. So this is a piece that I cut off my Monstera dubia, and I don't want to tug on it too hard, but you can see that it's rooted in there quite well. So this piece, when I put it in here, was maybe like this long, and obviously it has grown substantially. So this is why it really bothers me when I see people selling cuttings of Monstera dubia for like $100. It's disgusting. They grow really fast. Don't rip people off. It's not fair. Anyway, I digress. So this guy is doing super well, and I've got to do something with my dubia anyways, because it has grown right off the top of its post, or its piece of tree, I guess, that I had it on, and it's growing up to the underside of my shelving. So I need to figure out what to do with that. So that's on my list of things to do. But when I do that, I'll probably plant this back down into that plant so we can have more than one, you know, string kind of going up there. And the last plant that I have in here, if you watched my Hoya video, this will look familiar to you. The sun stress, but if you do look at the back, okay, well, I think I figured my little Hoya imbricata. So one of my subscribers said to me to put it in your spag box, put some sphagnum moss inside, and it will root. And oh my goodness. Okay, I've been waiting for this for a while. Do you see what's sticking out of there? Do you see that? Oh, you can't see that. Let me see if I can do two things at once here. Let me see. Look at that. That is new growth on my Hoya imbricata. That is so exciting. It's working. So yeah, I just kind of stuffed them like a taco. I just put a bunch of spag moss inside there. And and I put a little piece of driftwood inside here, and I just kind of set him on there, and sure enough, he's got roots. That is so awesome. Whoever that was, it might have been Heather. I think it was Heather. Anyway, and it feels really good and nice and solid and healthy now, which is so great. So that is what I've got currently in this box. And I'm going to leave this open for a little bit because it does feel like it's getting a little bit too soggy. So I'm going to let that air out, and I'll go get you that other stuff. Okay, so this is kind of the last of everything. So I put these in different places because I wanted to see where they did better. So these three were up on top of the Home Depot racks where that are against the same wall as my TV. If you've been with me for a while, you know where that is. If not, you're just like, whatever, Nikki, I don't even know what you're saying. So we'll check on the roots of these. If we open this up, we can see that it's got a new leaf in there. There we go. Right down in there. But I want to check the roots real quick. And here I can show you what I mean when I say the leaves were coming in weird, because this one has, okay, I can already see these? They look like little, oh, that's kind of creepy. They look like little spider fangs. That's horrifying. Not a fan of spiders. Anyway, so I'm not going to pull this off. I can tell that it's rooting quite well. And actually has a substantial amount of roots. It helps if you put your mic on and not just set it on your, I hope you guys could hear that. Anyways, so I'm probably going to get these potted up fairly quickly. It really rooted a lot faster than I thought it was going to. But here you can see how this leaf is. So when the new leaf was growing in, the little sheath and the new petiole jammed itself like right through there. So every single leaf that I was getting through had these holes in it, and they were all like misshapen. So finally I just got to the point where I was like, forget this, and I chopped it into 6 pieces and called it a day. So these guys will also be able to be potted. Again, if you guys want me to do that on video, let me know. And I can probably do that for next week, I would imagine. So there is the first one. That's kind of exciting. Here's the second one. This leaf, I think, was one of the only leaves that actually looked somewhat decent. And there, look at that, roots. Look how cute she is. Oh, and she's got a little leaf. Look. So this one's doing quite well. I kind of want to send one of these to Christian. I know Christian's really struggling with his, he calls it his melanocrisis. That's how bad of a time he's having with his melanocrysum. And I feel horrible for him. I've got 6 of these plants, so I think I'm going to send Christian one because I think that's a nice thing to do. And then I'll just send it to him with this whole container and all, and then he can grow his own little baby. So there is the second one, and there is his new little leaf. All right. Yoink. Oh God. No. Unless I break it first. There we go. It's all back in. That leaf looks good too. So this is the third one that I had up on the top of my Home Depot racks. Again, crazy root growth. Look at this root. It's growing all down here. There's one over here. These guys are doing great. Now this one doesn't have the leaf like the other one does, but still the roots are great. So he's looking pretty good. She looks pretty. All right. That is Melano number 3. Did I just snap the leaf? Nope. Phew! Almost had a heart attack there for a sec. Alright, so those were the 3 that are up on top of the Home Depot racks. Now let's check the ones that were in my little greenhouse. They are right here. So this is a really good example of how that hole manifests itself. Isn't that obnoxious? I can see a few roots in here, so that's good. However, it doesn't seem like there's as many. There's a good one right there. And it's a little teeny tiny leaf. Can you see that even? Look at that. That's a little leaf. So these guys aren't doing as well. So I'll have to figure out why that is. I mean, they're still doing well, they're just not growing as many roots. So I don't know if it has to do with the heat, because it's kind of sitting right above a grow light. So maybe the heat from the grow light below it is helping the ones on the Home Depot rack grow faster. I don't know. Experiments are fun. Okay, and here's the last one. Let's take a look at her. This seems to be about the same scenario. Here's a root down here though. And then the new little leaf is just like, I can't even call that a leaf. Look at that. You see that? But yeah. Alright, so those are my melanochrysum cuttings that I chopped. It was about 4 weeks ago, maybe a month ago. Alright, so next, I think I was mistaken about that mammoth stick, because I'm pretty sure that this is the stick right here. So that is the wet stick. Yeah, I remember because it was a lot shorter. So this is the guy I cut and just threw in a pot as a stick and crossed my fingers. And he looks to be doing pretty good. That leaf is super cute. And then there's a new teeny one growing in right here. So that's nice. How cute is that? I'm gonna have all kinds of melanochrysum and mammies all over my house. Oh, sorry. Sorry guys, sorry. Okay, and down to the last 2 plants that are in this little bag here. So I'll show you this one first. Oh gosh, she's doing well in here. So this is a variegated Hoya Bella who has gone nuts. Look how healthy she looks. Look at that. She has done so well, and you can see all in here, these are all roots, and then she's got all these little roots. So it's probably time that I took her out of the bag, and I don't know, maybe I'll sell her, maybe I'll put her back in the pot. I don't know. What do you guys think I should do? Because I don't know. I'm so indecisive. I'll think I want to get rid of something, and then I don't, and then I want to keep it, and I'll think I want to keep it, and then I'm like, no, not really, because I have lots. I don't know. Okay, so let's try to get her back in there without damaging her. Oh, like I just did. Oh, that's super awesome. Okay, I'll get the rest of her back in there. And then the last one I have, seems to be doing quite well as well, is another Hoya. And this is cutting. Now I'm scared to rip the roots. This is a cutting of Hoya Mathilde. And oh my goodness, there's tons of roots, not as many leaves. But look at the leaves it does have. Look at how cute this is. Well, let me see if I can focus. Look at that. That's so tiny. Oh my gosh, they're just the cutest little things. So that is the Hoya Mathilde. And I think she could probably use more sunlight maybe, or maybe more, not sunlight, grow light, just more light in general. So yeah, that is the last plant. The little sparse Hoya Mathilde. That's it, that's all. So that was a little mini greenhouse tour. What did you think? What did you like? What did you not like? What did you think has grown the best from the last time you saw it? Yeah, so that was basically all I had today. I hope this was short and sweet-ish. Anyways, I would like to thank you all for liking and watching and commenting and subscribing. If you haven't already, please consider doing so. It is a huge help to my channel, and I really do appreciate it. Without further ado, I would like you all to have a great day, night, week, month, and year. I I love you all to bitty bits, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah!